Welcome to Speak Out Unfiltered.
Father, we just thank you today, Lord. We thank you for your blessings upon Grenada, blessings, oh God, to all the listeners and all the contribution. We pray, Lord, that you're going to keep us in your lovely hand, all of us, oh God, to enter into a new year. And I thank you for doing it today. In Jesus' precious name.
Bringing the hot topics to you.
Could we please be informed that there are no bad children, it's just bad parents. That is the reason that children is only bad parents.
Bad parents.
Working together.
Well, amongst our transformation, I see transforming around clerical. With long life, health, and strength, man. One.
That's what you want to know, right?
Yes, because I'm looking forward for big things, as in Jamaica say, big things are going on for 2024.
Connecting the dots.
I want to encourage the one man to continue with his one-man men.
Yes,
exactly. Because it's the benefit of the country. What did he do for Karakou? All these things that you say, whenever they make statements, the recording is there. You know, we in the media, we have it.
Working together.
Yes, so I want to grade him pursuant to senior Cambridge, so to speak. I want to give him A+.
Speak Out Unfiltered.
It's always an opportunity that I look forward to when we can discuss and look at the issues that affect us together as a people.
So, the budget was really a good budget. The government is doing a whole lot. They're doing for the people. They open the eyes of the people. This budget is the best budget I heard since after the revolution. I never heard a budget good like that, and it's for the people. A people budget, you call that. I am very pleased with this government.
Speak Out Unfiltered. The opinions and ideologies expressed on this program, Speak Out Unfiltered. It's the views of its rightful owners and not of Vibes FM 101.3. Speak Out Unfiltered.
Every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Unfiltered. And I mean it.
And it's just about time for me to say good morning again to you right here on Vibes FM. And welcome to this program, Speak Out Unfiltered, for today, Thursday, looking at the 12th day of December. 12, we call this one, okay? And as you very well know, the program is interactive. It's a platform for you to talk and things about in your community, whatever you want to speak about, especially into the holiday season. And there might be some of you want to send some greetings out. You want to talk about what's happening in your community. This is a platform for you to do so. And our telephone numbers to do so, 443-0101, 443-0101, 403-0101, 403-0101, and 458-1914. 458-1914. To remind you that the program today will be a shorter version. That's from 10 until 12 today. So we have got just about 2 hours to spend with each other and to interact and speak about the things that concern us and what we're going to talk about into this Yuletide season. So without further delay, Koi, good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning to you, Kim. Good morning to the listeners wherever you are this time. And you said about 2 hours, but at least we had to take out 50 minutes in that because it's 10. It's 10 now. So
Okay.
so just letting you know that the time we have is less than what we are talking about, and
Okay.
and that's the reason why we have to make use of the time. Is the point that I really want to get at. Make use of the time, and let's do something positive and see something positive along this journey.
No, definitely, we'll be doing that, And to our listeners, again, to remind you, it's interactive. And what we're going to do, we're going to open up the lines right away 4030101, 4030101, and 4430101. Anyone you want to call, you can do so. And you also have a 4581914, 4581914. Into the season, just about 12 days left there, about right, Kai, for until
Yes,
Christmas.
yes.
You can feel the buzz in the air.
It is.
It's buzzing up now.
Despite the situation, I mean, and I think it's a very special time for us here in Carriacou Martin. Despite the situation, because none of us thought that this year would have been what it was in terms of our Christmas experience. Last year was okay. We enjoyed it, had some things going, but none of us knew that this year would have been what it has turned out to be. And for that, I give thanks for the fact that at least we are alive, and we should never underestimate and don't take things for granted. I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
So it's so all who are out there and who are suffering, who are crying, who are laughing, whatever condition you might be in at this time, we want you to know that we are here. I mean, we people are here to help you through this time of the year.
And speaking about that, when you look back, I remember back in July, after the passage of Beryl, and you just wonder the months ahead.
Yeah, what's going to be like?
What's going to be like? What
Yes,
is going to be like?
Yes.
But you realize that we gradually be coming back to normalcy,
Yes.
So
yes.
it's a plus.
It's a plus. It's
So
a
we
plus.
have a lot to celebrate as we go into
That's
the
the point.
holidays. A
That's the
lot of
point.
celebration to take
Yes,
place,
yes.
Give thanks and praise. We always say that,
Yes.
to make sure that we all, in line and doing what we got to do, enjoy with one another, And I always say for time of this year, we need to sometimes pay a little bit and give a little bit more love than before.
Yes.
Our neighbors,
Yeah.
sometimes we have to, give some love,
Yeah.
and whatever you could make, even though it's one person in your community, put a smile on the face, especially during this time. It's so important.
And you say one person, but I'm not just saying one person. I'm saying a senior citizen in your community. Let's make it our duty, or our commitment rather, to say, listen, I'm going to help somebody this time around. I'm going to go out. Remember the Bible talk about if you give if you give a glass of water to one of them, you do it for me. So yes, don't underestimate the little thing that you can do. Go help, assist, make sure that they are okay. Senior citizens, I'm talking about. We know how fragile and vulnerable they can be, and especially having gone through this situation that we just talked about. So I'm just saying, let's reach out to the seniors in our neighborhood, in the community where we live, and support them. Help, a chair, bring a chair.
Yeah.
I mean, a chair as a table. But yes, bring some chair to their faces and to their lives and so on, because a lot of people have it rough enough.
Definitely.
A lot of people are having it rough enough.
Yeah.
So let's do the best we can in a very positive way.
Well, what we need to do to visit a neighbor, friends and stuff like that, and just try to observe all what's happening around you, and around this time of the year, you sometimes find people going overboard in terms of maybe overeating, over drinking. I mean, these are some of the habits.
I think there was that time for that this year, because it's based on what the year was, the few months was. I don't think there was that time to overeat and overdrink and over.
Well, I mean,
and do anything over.
No, because the thing about it is that it's a celebration time, and people sometimes, want to say, well, it only comes once a year, and every man must have the share, So let's do it, and just do it, and because we're not going to do it again tomorrow. So looking.
And we're not guaranteed that we might be able to do it again next year.
Right. Okay. So
there's no guarantee as far as those things are concerned.
All those things are taken into place, But we always encourage each and everyone to be on good behavior, especially around this time. And with 12 days left inside our countdown thereabout, we need to pay a little bit more attention to what's happening in our community and to our neighbors. Now, what's the buzz in the air right now? What's some of the buzz in the air?
But I mean, there are so many things there that buzzing. So one is tempted to say, what are the buzzes? Because yeah, there are so many things are happening. Citizens are returning to normalcy. Houses, their homes have been rebuilt. You see less and less tarpaulin around now because people are getting back. I mean,
Yeah.
they're putting real roof on the houses. Children and young people are getting the opportunity to study, to expand themselves, for scholarships. I've never seen so much as scholarship in any period in our history.
Well, speaking about scholarships, like you just said, you didn't realize, there is so many of them. I was just listening to the lineup of scholarships
Mm.
that we have, people going out there now, and you could see an interest in the younger people trying to elevate themselves. It's so important, just them being laid back because the technology in the world now is moving fast.
Yeah,
And if we don't jump in line,
we get left.
we get left behind.
Yeah,
Even we, as who have gone past a certain age already,
Yeah.
still have to try to do some catching up,
Yeah.
just to stay.
It wouldn't come back to be how we want it to
Never.
be, how it was for us. It's keep going, and we have to also
That's it.
fall in line.
Mhm.
Yeah, we didn't get scholarship, but at least we could assist ourselves in improving our own selves.
Right, yeah.
So
And speaking about that, talking to a Wula folk there the other day, and start speaking about the old time days, and they want to get this kind of a radio back, and when they used to have the phones and everything like that, and now
grind it.
yes,
Grind the phone.
and say, listen, this thing, I can't deal with that, Say, mommy, listen,
Yeah.
we ain't going back that way.
No, we ain't going
So
back that
you
way.
try to adapt to this one, and I advise her to, that if she wanted something bigger, try to purchase something bigger with bigger numbers and everything like that, so she could, be able to be on her own. Because the thing about it is that we're not going to go back to those old days. It's forward forever.
And that's the sad thing about it. You can't say you're going back. You might not like what you see now, but you can't go back. Go back. So the responsibility is us now to just fall in line. Fall in line. You have to get accustomed to the technology of the day and to understand. It's that. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no two ways about it. We
Mhm.
have to fall in line and help those of us who are getting higher, increase in age, to have a smooth transition.
Well, speaking about, some people will be very fortunate this year, and I know that you sometimes we associate the gifts and whatever they get into Santa Claus, but but in the terms of housing and things like that, you're going to find quite a number of new families who will be graced with the with one of those, and there's quite a number of them, and there's more to come. So you're going to find a little bit more sometimes celebration. Hope they could get in, by Christmas, so at least they could, for the new year.
Well, I would hope so, but at least they have a start. I mean, they even though it hasn't reached to the Christmas time itself, but at least they're looking forward to something, and they're looking forward again. They already have it. Just a matter of time. They already have the opportunity. They already have the building there, and just a matter of time. And so, I mean, still celebrate now. All know the fact that you are improving.
And let me remind our listeners that the lines are open at 4430101 and 4030101. Also 4581914. If you want to call, you can join the conversation. And Koi, this just might be our last speak out, like I've been saying, for the year, because we normally would take a break and come back in the second week in January. It depends on how the days fall.
Some people. As I talk about that, some people are saying that the last one we should do would be after Sunday. After Sunday.
After Sunday.
They specifically say you guys take a break and come back after Sunday. I mean, I don't want to bring up anything here to create any imbalance, but the point is, people are suggesting that. I guess they want to hear our take, or people want to express themselves on the results and outcome of
What's
Sunday.
good? Yes, Sunday's
So
convention.
I didn't say anything. I just listened. But I mean, the point, as you mentioned that.
Well, I did mention, to in a program or two before, that depends on what transpired this coming Sunday. Then we're going to have another version of Speak Out Unfiltered to wrap up the year. But like the way it's looking right now, the way the thing looking right now, this is like a a war zone, It is. You see, when you have different factors, they're trying to see if they could, suppress each other and try to replace one another and push one another around and stuff like that. People resist change, and people look for newness in some certain instances. And I think this is one of those that's been talked about. And I think, like I've been saying for the longest while, we're gonna have a steel cage match. Steel cage
Come back with the
match.
steel cage match.
I'm looking forward to the steel cage match, boy.
Aye.
Steel cage match, which means that each and every one of us, will be like a spectator, in the audience there, watching and making our predictions and cheering whenever we see something favorable happen. And some would be not cheering, depends on what is taking place as well. But I believe it's going to be a real battle for leadership between in the NNP.
Well, it is a reflection. What you see happening is an election. Just that it's not a national election. And of course, in any election, there is always the fight or to win. And that is what it has been, the fight to win. Some people might look at it from a different light, but there is always in an election. National election, the two parties or three parties, there's a fight to win. All political organizations have their own, challenge in terms of, or not challenge, but event where there is a desire to win the leadership or to win. So I guess that's what's happening with the one that's taking place on Sunday, the fight to win. And who we know of the contenders. Let's see what happens. I mean, may the best one win, I would say.
Well, we're saying that, but I'll tell you one thing. People are anticipating and backing for winners. Vibes FM. Let me take a call first. Vibes FM caller live, caller coming.
How are you?
Not too bad at all.
I'm Mr. Coy.
Good morning. Sis,
How
greetings.
you doing? I wonder how is my brother Leo sorry that in the studio this morning. I've actually to boss and name boy.
Yeah, no, he's around. Hopefully,
Well, he might listening.
yes, okay.
Check it time you got to bed last night. Check it time you wake up this morning. Convention coming. Time to fix the business, right? Well, I don't trust Mr. Kim,
Yeah.
He look like he's a prophet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the time come for the fight in the steel case.
I tell you.
People have used this term and hypocrite loosely. Sometimes, they say you hypocrite, you this, you that, but I do believe the NNP is a big hypocrite what exists, You know why? They tell us you have so much love in the house. And now you could see the house full of hate.
Yes.
So I find this is hypocrite. But let me tell you something now, I'm borrowing of $500 and I'm taking a bet. I'm betting anyone want to bet me? I betting that
you're betting.
out of the way.
Who's that?
Why? Let me tell you why. Some people going and vote Sunday for Emmeline Fair. Soon as they don't vote, Emmeline Fair will be the prime minister. 14 they'll mislead them. They don't educate. They don't spend a little money and educate the supporters because you're hearing them saying. And the next step, even though Kit Mitchell not in the race, they're gonna vote for Kit Mitchell. Because NNP is Kit Mitchell and everybody know the party is the man.
Right.
But I hate to see me as a person have a little love in me actually. To see people just team up on a one-man show. For you have Philly friends.
Yeah.
I really want to tell you, I'm so sorry for him, because they have their little wife and the see. Oh God, they show up and go and divorce.
Yes.
And around and married and they see. Look how I'm going to them now, boy. I'm so happy. When you see your wife leave, you don't grieve much, because you will see the work. Watch leave and run go. But I'm ready to be a nice time. I'm so happy and joyful.
I like it.
You see, you hear that song saying memories never die.
Right.
You remember they do probably in the same place,
Right.
Same school.
Yeah, boy.
After when the man going, they say, no man, I won't go against you. I want to go and all of them. team up against a team again, they team up against Papa Blaze and Bookie Buck. I remember I was in school, my brother selling me little snow cone and a little popcorn outside in the house, bro. As the Papa Blaze walk out from the school, he comes straight to me table. And I had my little boy by my side. He touched him. He said, boy, you have a beautiful eyes. They go big bright, And he dip his hand in his pocket and he take out some money. He said, are you set you all you sell them children and them buy all the jack and the popcorn. And that time they done more than the poor man inside there already. But I'm sorry he didn't get to get back the blues.
Right,
Well,
right.
anyhow, he go get his time is longer than twine. Bye bye. See you. I will chat later. Uncle Leo, what you doing, man? Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you,
yes,
sir.
yes,
Check the time you wake to this morning. Check the time you went to bed last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The Parang music has really cemented itself in our culture, in our tradition. Because even though something may have been said or sung during years ago, it's still relevant today. It's still, I mean, whenever you hear it, you smile
Yeah.
because it has that kind of lasting impact on you. So
Uh,
Parang, I mean, it's just that. It's become a part of
uh,
our tradition now. Yeah.
okay, all right. We're going to just pause for the calls because I have one of my guests who just arrived just a while ago there, and she's got some information she wants to share with us, Diana Isaac. Let me go over and say good morning to you. Meet us in the middle of the thing.
Good morning to you, Kim.
And your position again in the ministry, you're the PR.
Public Relations Officer, Ministry of Carrick and Petit Martinic Affairs.
Right, okay.
And good morning to you, Mr. Coy, and to the listeners of Vibes 101.3
Good
FM.
morning. Good morning.
Okay, all right. So, season greetings.
Many happy returns to you, Kim, and to your listeners.
And I guess you have a lot of season greetings information that you want to share with us this morning, right?
Well, the work continues at the Ministry of Carrick and Petit Martinic Affairs and local government. The government has not stopped working, as I always say. We continue to help with the recovery efforts for Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And at present, we are working in the botanical gardens to transform the botanical gardens into a lovely Christmas village once more. We are having Christmas in the gardens 2024. Despite the destruction of Hurricane Beryl, we are pressing on. We would like to bring joy to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique and to help uplift their spirits as we prepare to go to 2025. So the team is out at the botanical gardens. We have actually started putting down some of the decorations. We'll be there up till next week, please God, because our event is on Friday, the 20th of December. As we said when I was here previously, it's a whole day event.
Yeah, okay.
We'll be starting off with the senior citizens, and then we'll have, well, it's side by side, the senior citizens luncheon, which is courtesy of the Minister for Carriacou and Petit Martinic Affairs and Local Government, Honorable Tevin Andrews. We are inviting all senior citizens of Carriacou and Petit Martinic to join us. We'll have special buses from each zones on the island to transport you to the botanical gardens free of cost. It's a cost on the ministry. It's not a cost on the senior citizens. By Monday, Tuesday, we'll send out a notice to the radio station and we'll update the ministry page as to who the buses are for each zone. So you can look out for that. We also know that there are persons who will not be able to come to the botanical gardens. So we are catering for them as well. So we would like for, if you know anyone out there who is immobile, they cannot come to the botanical gardens to feast and enjoy an evening of fun for the senior citizens luncheon, kindly call us at the ministry on 443-6026. We have 3 caterers working for us. So we have 1 at the botanical gardens and 2 to take care of the shut-ins. So if there is any senior citizens out there, you are unable to come to the senior citizen luncheon at the botanical gardens, we are catering for you. Let us know. If you know your neighbor is unable to be there as well, please give us the information. You can also call the constituency office, the parliamentary constituency office, and give your name, or you can also call me on 457-1308. So that will take care of the senior citizens luncheon. It's all courtesy of the Minister of Carriacou and Petit Martinic Affairs.
Okay.
While that is happening, we'll have the children alongside with some nice bouncing castle and slides. And that is coming to us complimentary Wagity, Rental and Songs Company, and Palm Tree Vibes. So we are trying to have a nice mix with the seniors and the children so that we can all appreciate each other, especially now as we are in recovery mood. And as I said before, as the sun sets, we'll be in the gardens from 12 noon on December 20th. And as the sun sets, we'll have sunset entertainment on stage. We have confirmation from the Royal Grenada Police Force Band. They have been with us for the last 2 years for Christmas in the Gardens, and they will be back. We have persons like Brianna Alexander. She's a kayak, but she's in Grenada, and she's coming to entertain us during the sunset entertainment. And we have a number of other individual singers, and they will be back. The individual performers will be back by Loyalty Band. So we have practice sessions starting off this week. So we intend to give you a nice package, whole day package at the Botanical Gardens come Friday, December 20th. Kim, at this time, I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors that have come on board from the time we put out the call in October that we are going to be having Christmas in the Gardens. We have people like Paddy's Enterprises and Hardware, Arisa Credit Union, Huggins, Hubbard's, Grenadian General Insurance, NDC New York, Carriacou Petit Martinique Support Group. We have persons, companies like, sorry, everything gone off my head. But we have a Netherlands Insurance, Palm Tree Vibes, Budget Marine, Imagination Songs, and we have some individuals such as Peter Bishop, Patricia James, Nizam Ramjohn, and others. And we still have a call out for sponsors because to host an event like that, it takes a lot. And we want to ensure that when persons come out to the Botanical Gardens, that they have a really nice time and to uplift their spirit, as I said. Hurricane Beryl did come in July, but we should not allow that to to daunt us. That we should use this opportunity to lift our spirits positively because we want to rebuild Carriacou Petit Martinique and we want to rebuild Carriacou Petit Martinique better. So if we close off the year in high spirits, we should start January 2025 in a good way.
Definitely.
And we must remember, in everything that we do, we are not doing it on our own strength. So while we're hosting Christmas in the Gardens and we have all that nice music, we have to remember to put Jesus Christ first and foremost. And in the center, as one of the songs would say, we have to put Jesus in the Christmas. So while we celebrate, we have to remember the reason why we are here. So we have to give thanks and praise to the Creator. But while we prepare for Christmas in the Gardens, we continue to work at the Ministry of Carriacou Petit Martinique Affairs. We continue to give the material assistance to citizens of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Project Build Back Better continues. We have over 20 houses under construction, and I'm happy to say that we've now started in Petit Martinique. So Project Build Back Better is in Petit Martinique as we speak. The construction of 3 homes have started over there. The Division of Social Development, together with Housing, is also giving some assistance in terms of the vulnerable. Over 10 homes have been completed so far for the persons, as I said, who are considered vulnerable. So some people may be able to move in before Christmas, and we're happy for that. Hands That Serve, we hear that NGO continuously. Why? Because they've contributed 27 prefabricated houses for Carriacou. The guys came in, over 100 volunteers were on Carriacou, and they installed the houses over a 3-day period. We are now completing the finishings in terms of constructing the steps, ensuring the electricals are finished and everything like that. We did have a beautiful handover ceremony where the Prime Minister, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, attended, and we were able to view one of the completed houses where all the furnishings were sponsored by Hands That Serve. So if you visit the house in Seaview, you'll see it is a completed house. So what the ministry is doing now is putting in, as I said, the steps, ensuring the electricals are finished, the plumbing and everything like that. So persons will soon be able to move into the houses from Hands That Serve. We also are expecting in very short order 200 prefab houses from Happy Homes. We've collaborated, the government of Grenada collaborated with Happy Homes to bring in 200 prefabricated houses for Carriacou and Petit Martinique. We have 20 of those houses shipped already out of China, so they are on their way to us. Kindly note that 12 of those homes are going to Petit Martinique. In the first instance, in the first shipment, 12 are going to Petit Martinique. So we continue to do what we have to do to help with the rebuilding process. You know that we have the Beryl Economic Support Secretariat as well. They continue to help persons with the tax waivers because government did announce in September that to help with the rebuilding process, that persons in Carriacou will be tax exempted for on building materials, other equipment, and stuff like that. So persons continue to apply and they continue to get the waivers to bring in the construction materials. We also have the GDB, who is responsible for the business reactivation aspect of the burial recovery efforts. And they have been doing loans and grants for the business community of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And from where I sit now, an officer from GDB is over in Petit Martinique to help the business community over there, so they do not have the hassle of traveling to Carriacou to access the business reactivation support. So we continue the Mount Pleasant in terms of education. Mount Pleasant Government School roof creative designs is busy working there. So by the next school term, Mount Pleasant Government School students and staff will be back in the nice space. In terms of health, work has commenced on the clinics, Windward and Leicester, and Petit Martinique will start shortly. We have also the Windward Jetty. I know Minister shared a couple weeks ago what the design will look like. So government is also ensuring that its infrastructure is up to standard. So very soon the people from Petit Martinique can once again have access to the Windward Jetty. So we are working hand in hand, and as I continue to say, we need the support and sponsorship of everyone, because without the support and partnership of the NGOs, the regional and international organizations, we will not be able to build back Carriacou and Petit Martinique better. So in order for us to get all these things going, because government alone cannot do it, we still, in my daily walk, I try to go to some of the inner roads. Sometimes we forget and we stay mainly on the main. And I noticed that there are a number of houses, families that have no homes at all. And it is an uphill battle for them to even start to even think. Yes, the government is giving $15,000 in material support, but we know that that cannot give you a complete home because we're focusing on the level 1 and level 2 damage. So we still have a number of family members and members of the public that are without a house. Some are living in very deplorable conditions. So we continue to clamor from the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs for support from the NGOs, regional organizations, international partners to help us rebuild Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And then while some people have been able to put back on their roofs, we have the interior, and that costs we know how much furnishings can cost and finishings. So we still have some people, yes, they may have put on their roofs, they do not have a refrigerator, they do not have a stove. So we continue to clamor for that kind of support as well. We want people to partner with the government. So if you're there and you continue to listen to us, we want you to join with us. In terms of the cleanup of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, Project Pristine is at a very major path now. Last week, the Minister of the Environment, Climate Resilience and the Environment and Renewable Energy, Honorable Kieran James, joined with our Minister, Honorable Tevin Andrews, to officially hand over an industrial shredder. It is one of 7 in the region to help with the cleanup of the temporary dumping sites. And I'm happy to report that the Mount Pleasant playing field is now totally cleared of the hurricane-derived debris. So one of our playing fields is now cleared. So we continue to clean up from the Dover end And as I said, we had a major investment by government in terms of a shredder, because remember, we lost a lot of trees, major, massive trees during Hurricane Beryl, and we have to find a way to get rid of all that debris. So the government invested in that and another 7 different types of machinery for the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority. And it is important to note that this is the first time in 20 years, it is the singlest largest investment that the government of Grenada has made to the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority. So they will have a baler coming into Carriacou to bale the galvanized. Petit Matnik is almost 98% cleaned. The boat was in Petit Matnik earlier this week to pick up the garbage, the remaining garbage that was on Petit Matnik. So we are continuing through Project Pristine to clean up the environment. And one of the reassurance we got from the company that was the machines were procured and purchased from, that is Cadwell Recycling Inc. and Vima, is that when they finish with all the materials on the playing field, they have a special machine, a magnetic machine that they'll be using to pass over the entire field to ensure that no nails, no form of metal, nothing to damage persons when the fields are being reused will be left on the field. So we have that commitment from the company. So Project Pristine is still going on. You'll notice the trucks going up and down to continue to dump at Harveyville, but very soon in the new year, we'll be having our playing fields restored. In the agriculture sector, when I was last year, I said that we were expecting fencing materials. I'm happy to report that the fencing material distribution has started. A boat will be off to Petit Martinique today to bring the black tanks to them and some of their fencing materials. So the agriculture division is working on the port, and they've started the distribution for Carriacou as well. They've started in the north of the island, and then soon they'll be calling the farmers in the south of the island to collect their fencing materials. And we apologize to Kim. We know that some of the fishermen and the farmers are yet to receive their payments. It is being processed, but we apologize to them for the delay. Some have received already, and the government will continue to do what it has to do for the fishermen and farming community of Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
Well, thank you so much. They give a comprehensive report, and it's good to hear that these things are happening in our community. People are getting the assistance that is needed, and the government is putting its best foot forward to make sure that they meet the needs of the people, the residents. Yeah?
Yes, we're not. And I continue to see some people say they do not hear the information, but we're supposed to be, and I'm expecting us to be our brother's keeper, Kim. We're expecting, if you hear it, share it with your neighbor.
Yeah.
You and your neighbor may not be on speaking term before burial. I am not interested in that. I'm interested in us working together. And you see your neighbors struggling on a daily basis and they have not received any assistance from the government. Tell them the information. Or if you think you cannot say it to them, call us at the ministry and say, so and so needs some assistance, and we will reach out to that person. Let us be our neighbor's keeper. Let burial teach us that we have to help each other, because we cannot do it alone.
No, never
You
do.
might be safe and everything like that, but your neighbor, it might not be the person living closest to you. You might be going through your daily walks and you notice somebody's house is down and you wondering where they are. Reach out to them. Reach out to us at the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs so they can get the assistance that you are getting. Do not go and brag and boast and say, oh, I got $30,000 from the government and your neighbor didn't have anything. I am one that like to advocate for people. We at the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs and local government, we are here to serve you. So if you have the information, share it. You're listening to us and you want to partner with us, whether it's for Christmas in the gardens or to even build a small house for our family, we are open for that. Because we can, as I keep saying, it is an uphill battle. Every day I tell you, Kim, I visited one of the communities in Brunswick, and that stayed with me to this day. And in that community, in that inside road, every family lost their home. Every single person living there, whether it's 10 families, they lost their homes. So I keep saying we have to do an intervention within that community. So if you know of an NGO who is willing to bring in some building materials and a housing brigade to help us in Karaku and Pitimatnik, I'm kindly asking you to reach out to us. We need that support.
Okay. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because sometimes some people are getting assistance and they're very quiet about it, and the neighbor who's in need as well to not getting any, but they sometimes want to be, just, taking it, not concerned. And I think
Yes.
it's important. I think it's very, very important for us to look at our neighbors and try to get some assistance to them. Get in touch with the ministry, as you just mentioned,
Yes.
It's so easy to reach them at 443
6026. The landline is up and running. You
Right.
can call me as the PRO on 457-1308, and we can work together to help in the rebuilding of Karaku and Pitimatnik.
Let me just kind of ask a question here as part of this conversation. Mr. Adaka, you said that you went through places that are not the main, what we consider the main. And I guess having just given the example of that part in Brunswick, you were kind of your heart goes out to the people because you realize that there are some people who would just haven't had anything. The question is really how many places you have noted those things where those cases where people seem to have been forgotten. And it's not they're not forgotten, but they seem to have been forgotten because those people who were supposed to be dealing with it haven't gone deeper into the communities. How is that going for you?
I would tell you that I have visited quite a number of areas on Karaku inner roads, because when we have to do public announcements, sometimes we take the vehicle outside of the main. So I highlighted Brunswick, but there are many other areas such as in the Windward community and even Mount Pleasant, my own village. That persons have not yet. I guess too is not that the ministry has not reached out to them, but there are some persons who are just fearful of coming for the assistance. So we have to find a way, I guess, from the ministry to reach out to them. But as I keep saying, the public officers are also in the same position, and we are not yet operating at our normal working space.
Yeah.
Yes, the Guyanese Defense Force took care of the infrastructure in terms of the basic construction and the roofing of the ministry building in Bossejou and the administrative building in town. But we are yet to put in furnishings,
Right.
and a number of public officers have not yet returned to work because we do not have an office space. I'm telling you, I do not have an office space per se. I operate sometimes on the road, and I would go home and put them. And that's some of the difficulties and challenges that we face since after burial. I would go home and use my hotspot on my phone to transfer government information to ensure that the public gets it. So there are a number of areas in Karaku that were severely damaged by Hurricane Beryl, and we need an intervention there. So from the Ministry of Karaku and Pitimatnik Affairs, I would just like to ask for persons to come on board with us. We will get the information, we'll do the assessments, we'll do the proposal, and we want some help. So we're asking for NGOs and other organizations to help us there, because we cannot do it alone. Our public officers are still shaken. There are many of us who are displaced. So we still need that, even that psychosocial support to get us going. I may be able to pick up the pieces and move on, but it doesn't mean that because you're a public officer, you can just pick up the pieces and move on. So we need that, even that little help from the public. Sometimes we hear a lot of criticism from the members of the public about public officers, but sometimes we have to look at things on both sides of the coin. They are humans. They've lost their homes as well. Some are going through a lot. They don't know where to start. So we're asking again and again and again for persons and NGOs and corporate citizens to come on board with the Ministry of Karaku and Pitimatnik Affairs to help us in the rebuilding of Karaku and Pitimatnik. Because, for example, the minister went out, and I don't want to steal his thunder. It did not stop us because Beryl came from spreading joy to the children of Karaku and Pitimatnik. Over the last week, he him and his team went out to every school on Carriacou and Petit Martin, the primary schools in particular, and distributed toys. So that's the kind of things that we are still doing to help uplift the spirit of our people and the children as well.
So you are saying that those who have not yet received the kind of assistance and support that you would want to give, to take courage, because the public officers are going to get to them in due course.
Of course, and as I keep saying, we are in this together. If you know someone out there who has not received any assistance, because there are some old people, they have no one living with them and they don't know how to get to the ministry.
Yeah.
And you are living right next door to them, or you may not be living right next door, but you know that they are in need of help. Reach out to the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, and we will get to them. And as I continue to say, in this rebuilding process, it cannot be I for I or you for you. It has to be us for us. That has to be our mantra. We have to be in this together.
But as you mentioned earlier on, that some people have the wrong impression, because seeing the external work done on, say, the ministry of Carriacou and also the administrative office, think that these buildings, operations are already moved back into the normal way of operating. And it's a big disadvantage, especially when you find that still the operations are still taking place at the resource center, because they have not yet been furnished, So
Yes.
It's something that people have to sort of get used to and realize that it's not back to normal as yet.
No, it's not back to normal. We continue to operate in that small space that is the community library.
Yeah.
And remember, the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs has over 100 plus staff. And a lot of us are based in the administrative arm of the government. So we have to sit in an office space, use a computer. But the community library cannot fit all of us. So some of us, basically, we go in, yes, because you have to meet your supervisors, you have to do your basic paperwork and stuff like that. But many of us are on the road. Sometimes I find a nice quiet spot under a tree to write a story and get it out. So it is not an easy journey.
Yeah.
Some people, I can tell you, they cannot even function like that because it's not something that they're used to. So we continue to ask the public of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, to be patient, to be understanding. Even if you're home as well and you want to volunteer to help with the rebuilding of a house, or to help us even in the botanical gardens as we prepare for Christmas in the gardens, you may have some carpentry skills. You can come and help us. We are open and you are welcome to come, because it's all about Carriacou and Petit Martinique. It's not about the government, because at the end of the day, if we leave Carriacou and Petit Martinique just as Hurricane Barry left it, it means that we all fail.
Yeah.
And it means Carriacou and Petit Martinique, we will regress. And we were progressing and we want to continue to progress. We have to use Hurricane Beryl as a means of even going better and bigger and better, as the motto would say. Build back better.
Definitely.
And as I said, government is also doing a bit of infrastructure works. We continue to work up at the 16 Corner Road and the Bellevue South Road, and we're also doing some works in the Prospical area as well. So our team, they're working every day. The public works team, they are also back installing mirrors to ensure that motorists and pedestrians using the roadways, they are safe. They can see, if the motorists can see oncoming vehicles and things like that. So we're not stopping. The bushing program continues. We have the bushing gangs in almost all the communities across Carriacou and Petit Martinique working at present to ensure that the roadsides are kept clean. And even that, we can, if you know what I always say, that sometimes we can do a little bit of community service as a people.
Yeah. This is something that is lacking. It's been lacking for a while. And I think it's time that we all wake up and realize that we have to do something in our community. Make it comfortable for us. That's where we are,
And sometimes, Kim, I'm speaking now as a private person, even though I'm here on behalf of the ministry. And I see that, outside our gates, the grass is overgrown. and we do not want to cut it. We're waiting and we're asking when the ministry goes send the bushing gang to clean it. We could cut it too. I remember the days when we were at school and the school grounds were dirty. Teacher Sammy and them used to make us sing that little song, bits of paper lying on the floor, and we have to pick up the garbage. So I think from school age, we were taught that we need to keep our environment clean. So we want a community effort in the rebuilding of Carriacou and Petit-Martinique. We do not want a thing where government is doing things on their own, because what would happen? Government will become overwhelmed.
Definitely.
Because it's public officers, it's humans we have working for us, So at the end of the day, let us build that community spirit that Carriacou and Petit-Martinique were known for. We want that spirit for the recovery efforts after Hurricane Beryl. And as I would also like to say, Kim, I know the relief efforts have slowed down in terms of things coming into Carriacou and Petit-Martinique, like the food items. But there are some families, I'm telling you, we are still in need of relief items. Even some things like bed sheets, towels, the basic toiletries. Because yes, as I said, people may put on back their roofs, but they also need that thing to help them with their daily lives.
Right.
The soap, the sanitary napkins, and things like that. We are still open for those kind of items.
You mentioned there about Teacher Sammy, bits of paper, but we also learned that during that same school, brighten the corner where you are.
Oh yes,
brighten the corner.
A lovely song that taught. I don't know if they sing those things at school anymore.
I kind of doubt, but we took pleasure in singing them and observing them as well too.
And it's interesting that three of us here are from Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
So we see Mount Pleasant shining in the studio this morning.
Yes. But I think as you talk about the lack of communities spirit and the community awareness, it is important, that we reinvigorate that kind of thinking in schools and ourselves. So because of what we learned during our primary school days, we are now able as adults to pass these things on. And it is not the right thing, the best thing to do, to take away these things from schools at this time.
Yes.
Bits of paper, yes, I remember that song well. Brighten the corner where you are. I mean, someone far from where?
From afar, someone.
Yes.
From a harbor you may cross.
So I think these things are things that we should continue to instill in the younger ones so that they can be part of this whole growing process of community building.
Now, let me ask you, Mr. Isaac, you mentioned, which is so exciting, another 200 houses, prefab houses from Happy Homes?
Yeah, Happy Homes. It's an American-based company, but they're manufacturing the homes in China.
And you said 20 has already been shipped?
20 have already been shipped.
And so we're expecting another 180 possible coming.
Not possible. The deal has been signed.
Oh, the deal has been signed.
Yes, so they are manufacturing 200 homes for Carriacou and Petit-Martinique.
Wow.
Yes. And I know there was something on social media that was saying that we're giving people containerized homes, but that's not true. The homes are, what I did, there's a link to Happy Homes I shared so persons can actually go on the ministry's page, www.happyhomes, it's HAPIHOMES.com, and see the type of homes that they manufacture. It is not anything close to a containerized home at all.
Well, you find this kind of rumors, it's kind of spreading for whatever reason you cannot see. But the whole good thing about it is that people will be given these prefab homes, which would be a plus for some people who never even had a proper home to begin with.
And that's the thing, Akim. One thing I'm happy about, even with the homes that were donated to us through Hands That Serve, is that they got proper homes with bathroom. Some people who received those homes never had a bathroom and indoor washroom facilities, and now they are afforded indoor washroom facilities. And you should see the type of beds and the curtains that came, and stove and refrigerator that came with Hands That Serve homes for Carriacou. Unfortunately, as I said, Petit-Martinique did not get from Hands That Serve, but definitely 12 of the first shipment of the 200 homes from Happy Homes will be heading straight to Petit-Martinique.
Okay, well, that is very, very nice, because the whole idea is that if the government is assisting people in that manner, I mean, it's a plus, for them coming back to the normalcy.
Oh yes, it is, and that's the kind of thing situation we would like to create in Karakum Pitimatnik. That normal situation, because we don't want that sense of normalcy. We want it to continue. We're happy to see that businesses are reopening, schools reopened in October, and the children are now fully back in their uniform. The government went and gave all parents on Karakum Pitimatnik who applied for the uniform assistance. They got it. So all students on Karaku and Pitimatnik are now back in their uniform. And government provided free breakfast during this first term of school for the students of all the schools,
Right.
the 6 primary schools and the 2 secondary schools on island, so to help parents get back on their feet. So that's a number of things that we have done in terms of education, besides the we're doing the reconstruction of the schools. For example, Mount Pleasant, yesterday as I was in the botanical gardens, Bishop's College roof is being worked on. Hillsborough's government school roof went back on in record time, and we continue to work to ensure that the environment where teachers and students have to learn and teach is made comfortable. But as I said, while we have that, the schools also lost quite a bit during Hurricane Beryl in terms of their recreational equipment and stuff like that, the sporting equipment. So sometimes you'll hear the school calling out for things like soccer balls, what we call cricket balls,
Right, yeah.
tennis, soccer, football,
Simple, yes.
tennis balls, which we use for cricket. Some of them do not have any playground equipment. So we continue to clamor for support in that area, because yes, while the teaching continues and learning continues, we know that for the physical activity is also very important. So if you're out there and you'd like to contribute such items to our schools, reach out to us, because we would want to ensure that our students have a balance, not just the academics as well, but they need that physical activity to keep their brain going. So we also have that need for our school scheme in terms of the recreational equipment, sporting equipment as well,
Yeah.
and even educational games that they can play during their break time and stuff like that.
Well, that's a plus, But you mentioned earlier on too, which I think some people have been asking the question as it pertains to the government giving 100% free, concessions.
Yes,
to
in
yes,
terms we have the Burial Economic Support Secretariat set up. We call it BESS.
yeah,
It is located upstairs, the resource center, the same place where the ministry operates from. So you go there, there's a form to be filled out. We have to send that form on to the Ministry of Finance, because that is where the concession desk is located. So persons who are rebuilding, you will get 100% tax exemption in terms of the VAT and other customs duties that is relevant
yeah,
to what you, if you're importing, you'll get the customs duties off. If you even bring in your equipment for anything relating to your construction, you have to apply for the 100% VAT waiver.
right,
And for the businesses as well, you are entitled to the tax waivers. And the property taxes for Karaku and PT Martinique for next year, 2025, is also waived. So persons in Karaku, the monies that you normally would spend, even though it's $40, you can put it towards maybe a window. You can buy a length of steel instead of paying the government that property tax for 2025. So if you just go upstairs, there's the form to be filled, they pass it on to Grenada, and you get your tax exemption. If you've purchased your material already and you paid the VAT, you are entitled to file for a tax refund.
okay,
And it's important to note as well that the government's free barrel program continues until the end of December. So each household is entitled to 2 free barrels within the period. I cannot say from where I sit if it will continue. The Ministry of Finance will do the necessary reviews, and And even with before I go, the government as well through the ministry has been doing some solar street lights initiative, community initiative. And even with that, when the company Classic Lighting Caribbean goes to the communities to do the street lights, they do not just put it where we see. They consult with the residents because they live in the community to tell us where best to put the lights for their use. So again, it's a collaboration, it's a partnership. We need you to join with us. One of my union friends from Grenada asked me to big her up, and she's always been a support for us. So as I go, Rina, thank you for being a pillar of support for me. These are the things that we need to hear from people. That little thank you, that little encouragement to keep us going. Thank you for always listening, and thank you for your encouraging words. And thank you to all the people in the diaspora who continue to support us as we rebuild Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
Okay,
You know, let me ask you this. You have your ginger beer and so sorry already?
Well, if you know my home and Mr. Coy, I've been
Chop it up.
drinking sorrel since before October. Up to last night, I had a refreshing glass, and I have bundles of sorrel in the freezer. So it's one of our favorite drinks at home.
Okay.
So I always have sorrel, whether it's
Alright.
Christmas or any time during the year. It
Carnival,
doesn't matter
anytime.
what time of year it is. We're a fan of sorrel at home. The ginger beer will make it closer to Christmas.
Okay. Well, enjoy your holidays, enjoy your Christmas, and congratulations again.
Thank you so very much.
As you lead this recovery process in that manner. Okay.
Thank you so very much. And again, thank you to you, Kim. And maybe I'll stop by just before next Thursday, just before we start off the activities at the gardens, to shout out again our people and to say thank you to our sponsors. We cannot do it without Corporate Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So I will definitely be back next week. Please God, there might be some surprises, so you never know. So look out for that. And before we start off in the gardens, we'll do a test run, but we'll not be keeping on the lights until Friday next week, please God. So just be there. We're asking every person in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And remember, if you know of a senior citizen that cannot come out, they're immobile, please send their name to us so we'll have our caterers drop off a special meal for them next week, Friday, please God. Compliments the Minister of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs and Local Government, Honorable Tevin Andrews.
Okay. All right.
All the best.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
again,
you too.
And enjoy the rest of the video. Okay.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, right.
Whew.
Well, Koi, a lot of food for thought, a lot of things that she shared.
Well,
with
I
us
don't
here.
think this food is for thought. This food is to eat.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yes, and not even beside the eating,
Yeah,
we,
but
we have some drinking too, some sorrel.
Sorry, and ginger beer and things like that and so on.
Vibes FM caller. Line caller, come in.
Morning.
Yeah,
Good
yes.
morning to
Good morning.
you, Mr. Kai, and to Kim, and
morning.
to all the others.
Yeah.
I want my people, Carriacou people, to build a community spirit. If they don't understand the meaning of community spirit, I want to explain it to them. The C in community mean committed, O mean operations. By mingling the M in their communities, mobilizing their efforts, the I identifying the needs, T together, so we can yield that community spirit, supporting each other, by P participating, I indirectly to rebuild to T together. So if they want to build a community, they have to do these things. So I was listening to the lady, and we need everybody to rebuild the communities of Carriacou and Petit Martinique together. Have a good day, and extend my wishes to Brother Leo, and I wish all of you the best for this coming holidays. You continue doing your good work.
Okay.
Again. Bye.
Okay, thank you so much for your contribution. And 4030101, 4030101, 4430101, and 4581914. We seem to be having a problem there with the audio on Facebook. I'll be trying to see if I could do
I
something.
think Kim, someone just the person who did a lot of that it was on is now saying that yes they can hear us now.
Okay, right.
So that problem may have been solved. Yeah.
Most
Okay.
I'm glad to hear that there because I've been trying to see if I could resolve it, but being in this seat sometimes so many things you have to deal with.
Yes,
So but
at one time, yeah. I know.
oh, okay, but if it's been back there, we welcome all again.
Yes.
On the corner to my left,
And
weighing at
Wayne, what pounds?
195 pounds.
Oh no, you can't say pounds. You gotta say you gotta go metric now.
Metric kilos.
Kilometers or whatever.
Kilos, yeah.
Whatever it is.
Okay, man.
And on the person on the left corner?
On the right now.
Right, on the right.
On the right, coming in at just 35 kilos with a tight pants.
Ooh. But yes, it is going to be
steel cage.
Yeah.
Steel cage.
I have been looking at comments and I've been trying to follow this whole situation here, and people are saying, why people have so much interest in this? They're not members of the party, but yet for all they are talking about what I mean, I don't know.
Karma. You see that? What goes around comes around
all the time.
Oh, you remember? Was it 1989? I think it was
89.
89.
Yes, when he as you mentioned that, Kim, there is something I wanted to draw to our attention. As I've been looking around and following this whole, the situation with this convention, and I'm hearing a lot of people saying that the NNP was started in 1989. I'm hearing a lot of people saying, I've seen it, people writing, the NNP was started in 1989. Some places, again, I see this, it was started in 1984. I don't know if we can recall the Union Island coming together. And that is when the NNP emerged.
Well, a lot of people are not aware of that.
When they were brought to Union Island for the sole purpose to fight against GULP, because they didn't want him to come back.
Right. Yeah.
After all that has happened.
Some people don't know that. Yeah.
So in Union Island, we had CDLP, that of Winston White. We have GDM, George Brizan, and we have others, GNP as well. Others too. But the point I'm making is that at the end of it all, emerged was the new National Party. And Hubert Blaze, who was the leader of the GNP at that time, became right, because his party was the most senior one, because he was the other time.
Yeah, with the experience and everything.
Yeah. Like that. So that is when he started. And it was so from 1984 to 1989 at that convention, when they had the convention there in St. Andrew, Grenville. That's when
Diablo took it.
He came into
Diablo.
Yes,
Diablo stole it.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I know we're going to take a call, but listen, when in 1984, Dr. Keith Mitchell went into that meeting not as any leader for any party. He was a general secretary, and he was aligned to George Brizan. Okay, so he went up there not as a leader for any party. So the idea that he started the NNP, I think it is false. Check your history and let's put that.
People are aware of that.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, I'm seeing people still saying that he did and he did and he did.
No, he stole it. He thief it.
Well,
Vibes FM, landline caller.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
He stole it in German.
He stole it.
He didn't find nothing.
No, he didn't find nothing. No.
Yeah, but we need to pass that message on, because people need to know.
Yeah, it's important. It's very important. History, the information, those history is very critical, because when people making comments, when they have to go back to history, those are very important facts.
Yep.
Yes.
It's very. I'm looking at the activities, all of the announcements. very high-ranking people in the party are making before the convention on the different undemocratic, unconstitutional activity that is taking place. And it is being led by the political leader, current political leader himself. And it's very disturbing. And people might say, well, look, that is the NNP, leave them do their thing. But, I mean, this has been the leader of that party has been Grenada's prime minister for a number of years. And here the party is now leading. He's still the leader of that party. And those sort of things coming out where people are, the sort of moves that are being made to orchestrate. And apparently, wholeness message did not resonate with him at all at that rally.
Special, yeah.
But I would want to encourage you, though, that your station have a postmortem on what happened after the convention. Because I am of the view that after the convention, the bacchanal would not stop.
Just start, yeah.
That is my
I feel it too.
gut feeling.
I feel it too, yeah.
After, because there's if what is happening now is allowed to continue up until the convention, there may be some challenges in the court.
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer, but some of those
coming.
things that I'm hearing is very disturbing.
Yeah.
And they could be up for challenge.
Okay.
Because yes, it may be a party, but if you have a constitution that states certain things as to how things have to be done, and it is not followed,
then
those things could be challenged in a court of law.
Right.
And but it's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Someone who wants to rescue Grenada when things, in my view, has not been as good as it used to be in years.
Yes.
He's now leading a party with this level of confusion. Trust me.
Yeah, man.
And,
we go have a session after Sunday. We go have a session.
No, you need to.
Yeah.
Anyway, take care.
Okay, thank you so much. A lot of callers been backing up, and we want to apologize to our callers. As a matter of fact, one of callers been online for maybe almost 10 minutes now. Caller, it's your turn now. Caller, listen to me on the phone, please. No, it's your turn. Caller. A lot of callers been backing up. Hello. All right. Hello. Okay, similar to that caller, there's sort of not listening to us anymore, so we're gonna have to just continue. But no, Koi, speaking about Sunday, and I've been saying for the longest while, and I call it the steel cage match, and I believe that the purpose of calling the convention now is to get rid of Pablo. Pedro.
Yes.
Is to get rid of him. Is to wipe him out. So we're going to maybe install somebody else there in the interim.
But they're not installing. The person would have to be elected by the convention.
No. Installation, I call in this thing, not election. Installation. When you install something, there is not no situation whereby you've been elected. Election is a different thing to installation.
I know that, but just the way in which this thing has been orchestrated,
is to get rid of Pedro.
Yeah, but
that's it.
The best,
because he's been a challenge, and he's seen as a challenger, as a threat, and the only way now to get rid of him, right, the frustration and everything, is
to do this unconstitutional thing.
Yes, do unconstitutional. So now we're going to install somebody there. That's just a temporary. That's just I call it the interim. Interim, because you remember I said, that we're going to have sometimes we have a tag team inside the steel cage. You remember talking about this tag team? Yeah. So now we're going to appear now together with him there, and the tag team now against Pedro. So most likely, when the two combine, they're gonna knock him out. But when he climb out of the cage, or when the referee opened the door, then
but I thought you say nobody no open door.
Well, we usually lose the key,
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, the key. As a matter of fact, a lock, and the referee go, and whoever comes out is the winner.
Yeah, but you see, this situation here in Grenada has to be looked at in a very serious way, because we're talking about our future. We're talking about democracy. We're talking about upholding the constitution of this land. And if one organization does not respect the constitution that they are governed under, how do they expect us, general population, to adhere to the 1973 constitution that guides us? That's how we have to do it. And if, as the last caller said, it might end up in court. That is the basis. Constitutionality.
Yeah,
Is it
but-
constitutional or not?
Well, the thing about it is that it has to go that way in order to get rid of Pedro. The whole.
But that doesn't get rid of him, because if it's challenged in court and the court upheld it, now what happens?
But no. If what happens and you mean and he wins?
Yes,
But again, I was saying again another prediction that I'm seeing, the possibility of expulsion. They might expel him
before that happens, or when that happens.
It could be before or after. It will be timely. It will be something timely, because this convention is sort of timely, because we've been getting so much criticism from the public for not calling a convention over all these years.
3 years gone by, or 4 years,
and then you keep saying use the leader of the party, and you are the one that's at the helm, and there's no other, and whatever.
And if you want to get the leader of the party,
Right.
you have to be
And
as
then if I remember, I think I remember Pierre was saying that if she would offer herself up for leadership if the seat is vacant. But let me say something to you. Did we get an announcement from Diablo
that is vacant.
that is vacant?
They assume that.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
You remember she was saying,
Yes, okay,
if
yes,
it
yes.
becomes available, then she
Then she will consider it, or
Right.
put
Okay.
herself up for it.
But did he make that statement to say it is vacant?
I hereby declare that I am no longer interested in
Right.
the leader of this party.
Right. Okay.
So,
and then I would tell my constituency
Yes.
and give them notice and all kind of things. Did we hear anything like that?
No, I didn't hear anything like that.
Right. This is a setup. This thing is to get rid of Pedro, you know. That's
I don't think that's the best route, and I don't think it will
Well,
succeed in the long run.
It will succeed, because the bacchanal now start. And as one caller was saying, the bacchanal will really start after Sunday, because that is when you're going to find out the legal minds and everybody coming together to decide. You know, as we used to say back in New York, I remember say brain versus brain.
Yes.
Brain versus brain. So who could be more technical? Who could see the loopholes and act on it and win on it? Usually come out to be the winner in most cases.
I mean, as I hear you, I understand what you're saying, but I do not believe that would be an easy feat. If that's what you want to do, to get rid of a member, challenging to be the leader as well, because it's open and everybody would have equal opportunity if they desire to do so.
Vibes FM caller coming. Turn your radio down, please. Turn your radio down on the phone.
Hello.
Yes, hello, yes, you're on.
Good morning, Kim.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Cole.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Solio, wherever you are. And my brother Osbert, salam alaikum.
Yeah.
I'm giving you up to date from Grenada. I listened this morning with the lady. Oh Lord, she said so much there that it's just too much. It's just too much. Things are moving too quick in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And we're going to show them how to build back better. Kim and Brother Cole, Grenada have a big joke going on with school children and educators. In the St. George's area, I want to be mainly specific. When people called in the radio this morning and asking which one is best suitable to run Grenada, I think that we are making a fool of ourselves. What qualifies Emmeline Pierre to come and say she wants to be Prime Minister of Grenada? What's qualified? She cannot compare herself with Pedro.
But did she say she wanted to be a prime minister?
Yes.
Well,
She start making all this already, or they don't know what's going on.
What I'm saying,
the list that come from their camp, who walking between Peter and who walking between she, because I know you have a lot of informers.
Yeah.
One, she husband, she putting him up as commissioner of police. That's the first one.
She says so. I don't think she said.
Well, I tell you what
people say so. Maybe people saying that she says so.
The on the ground again, Keith Mitchell going to be governor general. They're asking the governor general to resign.
No. This is all opinions that's coming out there. I don't think this is coming from the. Honestly, I don't think.
That's good. So why you think Keith Mitchell will be prime minister and prime minister in?
No.
This man, Keith is a political lunatic. He don't have no mercy and nobody, because what he do, he go to bed, Peter go to bed with him and look at the results. So what KB is saying now, just go over the history book. Just go over, when you go in St. Paul's and Library and place on them educated young boys and elders, they're laughing. When you go in Bolio, Vandom, Boca, Willis, they're laughing, but don't talk about in the tongue of St. George. They don't get no vote. Don't talk about the soil. Worse, you have some dummy in appeal, some, not all, because NDC make a lot of stride in appeal. People there who don't want to see Keith again. That enough of him and Montgomery. It's a big joke. And that's 4 constituencies you're talking about. And I ain't talking about St. David's yet. And I ain't talking about in Grenville yet. I actually talking about Cecil. We don't talk about Keriku. By the time Keriku done with them next year, they can't go back there. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's a plot. Peter go to the convention and compete. And Ingo is the same thing. That whole Kalaloo soup is in one. That was already orchestrated to move Peter out of them. This week, yesterday, I wonder if they pick up that. They called Peter in a meeting at another committee with Wall John and them, about 8 of them.
And yeah.
Do you know about that, Tim?
I heard. Listen. I'm hearing a lot of things, But if you ask me if I believe it's really taking place, because what happened now is everybody jumping out there with different information, and you don't know if the information is credible or not,
Okay.
So I'm kind of skeptical.
Let me tell you something. What I telling you, Kim, I don't call you and give no thing, because most time I call you and get thing, me and you just talk when it's not the program, and you just realize what I tell you. Peter David went to that meeting day before. One person didn't show up. So they put off the meeting. Some of the question about his position, if he's going left, communist, and all kind of things they're trying to make up. A committee is about 7 or 8 of them. Peter David was told to report back yesterday morning. And I'm talking about why is he saying that caller was on the line waiting. It was me. I was on the phone with somebody who Peter, Lord must I say that, living with in the tongue of, in St. George's. You understand? That is one of his house where he live in. And let me tell you, that is 100% plus information. So Peter went to that committee. All of us tried to get him and not getting him. He went to that site. Don't know if the meeting could come off yesterday as he called. But that is what he had to go and face. Wall John is on that committee, and a few of them was on that committee. Because they asked Anthony if he would like to be. He said, no, I don't want to be no part of that, because he and them don't even go down.
Yeah, but what the committee was, what's the purpose of the committee? Do you know?
The purpose of the committee is to want to know if he's still embracing this communism and all kind of stupid questions. It's about 15 questions. But this communist thing, they want to sidetrack him with that. But everything is done manipulated already. And Keith know what he is doing. I'm not sorry for Peter, And I'm not so well. I want to sorry for him because nobody in going and vote for him. You could imagine Evelyn Pierre going away to talk to who? Evelyn Pierre don't even know where homemade bakeries.
But
in St. George's, right above the fire station, coming down where Rock Garden Road.
Caller, even though she's the leader, elected or installed, because I don't know what process is going to take place as the leader or of the new national party, that doesn't really mean that she will be the one, could be the prime minister, because as far as I know, that position, once you win your seat, in the election, the possibility of you being the leader or the prime minister is something that they could reconsider.
Colin and Kim, isn't the prime minister is given to the one who commands the greatest majority in parliament of all those who won the seat? On your side, if you command the leadership, and if all of them support you, you can become.
Yeah, right. You could be. You could be.
So you don't necessarily have to be the leader. You are the prime minister because you are the leader. That's how our system runs.
Yes.
But it is about commanding the.
Correct.
Yeah.
Both of you all are correct. But let me tell you something. This is this slimy woman's intention, and the only person who he could talk to and demand what he wants is she. He can't do Pedro that. So that is the whole scenario. So that is our intention. So it's like you're going in to play a basketball game, and the coach is going to say, warm up. You get all your shooters, your dribblers, everybody in contact. Get them prepared. That is our intention. This woman is worse than them big cobra snake, This woman is dishonest, and this woman is corrupt. Everything. She go with the whole package, and her advisor is corrupt. She take a page in his book. Nobody, well, I personally wanted to beat Pedro and going to the election as the political leader. I mean, the leader. If she wins, she win no seat because she easier to beat.
Well, Carla.
She easier to destroy.
Carla, you get
She has no contact. She can't even talk in her own voice.
Right, Carla, hola. I think you're getting a little too excited and too over this. So relax. Take a drink of water. Take a drink of water. Because a lot of things that you're saying there, I mean, is just your opinion. And they're not.
Yes,
they're not
I understand what the radio says.
Yeah.
You have to treat it like that. But I can tell you, I collect information every day. But one thing, Kim, I wanted to do, when Ride Along and all of them have the interview in the night, is it possible you can bring some of that thing, because it's very important for this week,
No, well,
a lot of big interviews are going on, and people could only depend on you.
Oh, yeah, well,
no other station in bringing it.
Yeah, I plan to do a lot of coverage this week because of the fact that there's going to be a build up and a hype and a big expectation as to what will take place Sunday. So Sunday seemed to be a very significant day, in the life of the organization of the NNP, and everybody's looking at it because it has reached that point now where Diablo is going to be, well, I don't even know what word to really use, but he's going to be put to a test. And I used the word a while ago. I spoke about karma.
He will be history.
Well, I don't want to use the word history yet because there'll be more to write after the convention.
Because
that's going to be good in
history. That is finishing on Sunday,
No, it just starts.
That will be no start. But people, I don't know if you listen, FM in Grenville, others call it again, Label 1 FM. A few people calling on that station. A lot of people are saying the only station getting them real up to date now is Kim, and the people were saying this morning, they do hope at something night because he have a few interviews. See if you could tune in and bring some of them interview, because people listening to your station late at night, in the night now, to see what they could pick up.
All right.
You become the most popular and important station right now in the OCS.
Okay, Kala.
OCS.
Kala, listen. Thank you so much for your contribution. We kind of run out of time, and I have a couple more callers.
Thank you, Kim.
But take it easy and don't get too excited. Okay, wait. Okay, landline caller.
Yes, Brother Kim. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Or good afternoon.
Afternoon, yeah.
All your time.
Yeah, afternoon.
But anyway, this is Comsy Boy here.
Okay.
And good morning to Brother Coy.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
And for your you and your listeners' information, I did run into Solio. I think it was Friday.
Okay.
But he didn't recognize my face. But when he heard the voice, he said, "Oh, that's Comsy Boy." I say, "Yeah, that's Comsy Boy." You know what I mean? But anyway, good morning to Solio, sir. And well, as a matter of fact, I listened part of this gentleman thing there, and I think he went overboard with many of the things he's saying. And because I don't think they constitute this program, calling the lady all kind of name and stuff like that. That I don't know. But anyway, that's all your problem there. But I listened part of the interview with KB or what they call it guy on right along, and what I've learned from him was very credible information from way back with Brother Blaze, how they stabbed. He was one of the persons who helped Diablo, like you say, stab Brother Blaze in his back or in his belly or some kind of thing like that. He acknowledged that, you see, and right now he has no confidence, like he said, in the same guy Diablo. See, I understand that. And then he also said that apparently the guy up in the north, the run mouth guy, I think is he alone running the station now because he keep not going back there. And one other guy who was supposed to go on Sunday and he never show up, and he and done allowed to go on fitting and stuff like that. You see, but I don't know much about this NNP thing and so forth, so I'm not really too interested in that. What I know is that Keith just make himself a real fool by doing all this fight. Since with Gonzalez, when he was fighting with Gonzalez and things like that, I realized is real. Well, KB did mention that too about the River Stone, because I did say that on Star Radio about this the action of Diablo, that he acting like a woman when they go on a River Stone on a Sunday or Saturday, only throwing word and who could throw more word, kind of win the battle. And it's the same thing KB repeated again. But I think I don't know if it's a wall, but the entire Caribbean, I would think, especially Grenada, is looking forward. And one of the things KB said too, when you look at the meeting Keith Mitchell having now, look at the people that are there, the quality of the people could tell you that the party is way down in the bottom. But anyway, I would not give no more publicity on this thing there. But what I do know is I'm very much in sympathy with Pedro, like you all call him. But he put himself in that, and I don't see why he has to do that. Because for a big lawyer, he's not to say he murders on the ground like them people in Happy Hill and stuff like that. You see. But again, he knows his gain, what he's looking for. I don't know. But my heart goes out to him, poor guy. So anyway, brothers, I will go back and listen to you all guys. I said enough for now.
Okay.
And I'm eagerly looking forward to hear the result of this thing.
Uh-huh.
They're going to have to. So goodbye, gentlemen.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Shay.
Take care.
Okay.
Well, the caller should know that I don't know if he heard the announcement at the beginning that you say you go back and listen, but the program would not be going on for very much too long.
Yeah, because we said we have a shorter version of it today, and that's because of circumstances beyond our control. I have quite a number of things to do, so I'm trying to see if I could, still accommodate the program and still do what I have to do. But it's so interesting, that we have this development taking place now, and it's just a matter of time before we see the results going where it's supposed to go. But people are right now very sympathetic with Pedro. Some people are very sympathetic because he's a good guy. He's a very, very good guy. I like him. I always like him, but sometimes you just make the wrong decisions and and then you end up in this predicament, that it's not so healthy, and comforting, whatever. But I still wish him all the best. I don't know what's going to take place after, because my prediction, like I've been saying for the longest while, is that he's going to be expelled one way or the other out of the NNP. NNP go mash up and have to rebuild, and he's going to take a
probably that is what they're trying to do now. Rebuild from a youthful standpoint. I mean, you can't. I mean, you just said they have to rebuild. So I'm just saying this could be their approach to rebuilding. Bringing in somebody young.
When you're going to rebuild, you're going to start from the foundation. You don't start from the top. Now the rebuilding will take place with the younger generation, not the older generation. And right now it's just the old people they have inside of there. So how are we going to rebuild with that?
Miss Pierre, Mrs. Pierre is young, and so I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you have to be young and qualified. There's something. Listen, this thing is you have to be young and qualified in order to attract people. You see, NDC very lucky, you know. I mean, we in Grenada are lucky. I shouldn't say NDC is lucky to have a prime minister like the Honorable Dickon Mitchell. I mean, we've been blessed. That was a blessing that came from, and we never saw it coming.
You could have blessing in disguise?
Blessing in disguise, sometimes. If I FM caller come in.
Good morning, guys. Good morning,
yes.
Mr. Milton Coy.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Kim.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, well, that program is very interesting, you know, and I think Sunday is very, very interesting. I really listened to, there's a guy in the States, he gave a very analysis of the whole convention, and he brought back, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes, go ahead, yeah.
Okay. He brought back some of the clips from Peter speaking to Dr. Kellan Bob, and I don't know. You know, the guy, I don't know, Peter is my good buddy. We were in the army together. But you see, there's a thing called desperation, you know. And when you are too desperate, you will get left sometime, you know. Because I think Dr. Kitts really analyzed this thing carefully, because for over the past 3 years, they never have no convention because of the fear that Peter will take over the party. At the same time, he calculated very well and think that this is the opportune time to really have the convention. Well, let me tell you, I know Dr. Kitts very well. You know, I was a bad NNP.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
You know, nobody could tell me I was, you know.
Yeah.
But I just got out because there are a lot of reasons which I cannot talk on the radio.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, Dr. Kitts will not give up this thing like that. You understand? And, I mean, I like Emlyn Pierre, yes. We good. But to run a country, it is not easy to run a country.
No, not at all.
It is not easy. And I don't think, I mean, with due respect to Ms. Pierre, all right, I don't think she have what it takes to run the country.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see people who run country, people doctorate,
but
lawyers.
Caller, let me ask you, just stick up in for a minute. You don't think she has what it takes to run a country? But if she's been installed in there, she would be installed for a purpose. That's it. Purpose. You know, in other words, like you might have somebody in the back who is leading, and that's just a front.
Yeah, but most of the time when you have somebody living in the back, they frustrate you because there are things you want to do and they don't want to do it.
Yeah, but sometimes ambition has a lot to do with that too.
You mean just for the namesake of being the prime minister of Caribou?
Oh, you mean?
No, but I think that rate is be difficult on Sunday. There'll be a lot of problems. You'll see there'll be a lot of problems on Sunday. A lot of problems because Dr. Kitts will not give up. I personally feel that Dr. Kitts will not give up.
What is he going to run? Is he going to be like I heard Bola was saying that you could be no one will be nominated for leadership. I remember you saying that no one will be nominated for leadership from the floor, right? As some people are suggesting. But other positions could be nominated from the floor. But he said, in particular, as the general secretary, right? He says no one.
So at the end of the day, Dr. Kitts will not go up and run election. That's what they are saying.
Well, we don't know if he's on the if he was picked by the selection committee. Now that has not been talked about yet. We don't know if he's been selected by the committee that is supposed to have, because I understand that the committee was supposed to be interviewing Pedro Yeah, yesterday.
But Kim, you know and I know, Dr. Kit always wants to be number one. And if he have to give Emlyn the nod and walk from the scene, he will do it. But he will not go and contest election.
I don't. No. Let me tell you something. I have a clip of him saying that he, under no circumstances, would run for the election and not being the political leader. He said to what's the name on what's the program that Colin Dow hosts again there?
Beyond the
Headlines.
Headlines.
Yeah, he says under no circumstances will he be contesting the election and not being the leader. He said no.
We can't see that.
So now this thing is orchestrated in such a way is to get rid of Pedro, and then after they get rid of Pedro, then you step back in and maybe.
Exactly, that's the point I'm trying to make. Like Mugabe.
Well,
he will do everything, because I cannot see a man bashing you like that and talking about the Kilmore Bishop, they will not take your party, and you were saying, I'm not talking about Pedro. It's only one person you could speak about.
In that context.
And then Pedro go on Bob's show and he's talking about, well, he's portraying himself as a leftist, but Grenadians do not side with leftists, because the revolution was leftist. And then you talk about Castro, and talk about one of the guy run independently in the States and what you will do and what you won't do. You can't talk this thing. You have to keep your mouth shut sometimes, Kim, and let the votes walk.
Right.
You understand? And he's doing self-damage to himself. That's what Pedro is doing.
Well,
I was in the army with Pedro, I'll be very honest.
Okay.
I was a youth, right? And Pedro was a captain, right? And I like him. But I don't think Pedro could run this country. I'll be very honest. I don't think, to be very honest, with due respect to Pedro, my good buddy, I don't think he could run this country. I don't think. You understand? So NMP is in a limbo, because to all the delegates, and then the only man could run the country is Kip. There's nobody inside there besides him that could run NMP. And I'll be very honest.
Well, he's been saying that for the longest while.
But he is.
Yes.
But there's no doubt about it. He is.
Well, and the party is
so NMP, after Sunday convention, either they make or they break.
Well, I see break already. I see make.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway it goes, there'll be problems.
Right.
There will be problems, but I think Pedro talk a little bit too much. You should just let sleeping dog lie. The delegates want to vote for him, they vote for him. You understand? When you go and talk all these things, and then keep bashing on one side and bashing on the next side, that doesn't make any sense. That's creating more chaos and problem within the party itself.
Right.
I think people know you are lefty, right? You don't know the terminology for lefty. They will not vote in the convention. Whether Kit is saying that in a way to get rid of him, which we know, and the people really gravitate what he's saying, Peter will not get the nod.
No, you don't want to get no.
He could walk as he wants, all of them could walk as they want. They would not give him the nod. It's the delegates that really tells who will be the next leader.
Yeah, but
and not the people that are talking outside.
Understand that there have been some delegates that has been installed for the purpose.
But
you hear so much talk. Yeah,
I mean, so many things you're hearing, but I mean, it doesn't work the same way like all normal organizations do. That you go, for example, in politics, in the party system, you have delegates from each constituency. These delegates have to be certified, verified, paid up to be genuinely delegates. Isn't that how it works? Or we have a new system now?
But Coy, remember that this man has been working for the last 3 years to indoctrinate the delegates, and the delegates are poisoned. You should know that they are poisoned. So come Sunday, you see what's going on. I mean, we wish them all the best. Because wherever it turns, it's better for us anyway.
Well, I mean, you want to know something? You know, I'm having fun. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's going good.
It's nice.
I wish them all the best.
It's going nice. I like it.
I wish them all the best. Best for Peter and best for Emily. We are all good friends. So Kim, wish them all the best, and we'll see what goes on after Sunday.
Okay, right. Okay.
Have a good day.
Okay, thank you so much. We go after another program. What we could call it? Convention 2.0.
Convention 2.0. No, 3.0 because
3.0, yeah.
3 years now didn't have.
3 years. Yes, call a comment. Yes, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Kim.
Yes, go ahead, man.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Coy.
Good morning, afternoon.
Oh, afternoon for you guys. Yeah, sorry.
Yes. No problem.
I don't see Leo and I don't see Mr. Pity Matnik.
Not yet today. In short version.
Oh, okay. Okay, Kim, something I want to say, Kim. If you realize, right? Okay, before the convention, right? Okay, the convention going to be on Sunday. But remember, before the election, they're going to have a convention again. You understand? I don't know if people are looking at that. So people are looking at this convention because one of the reasons for this convention is because nobody has challenged Dr. Mitchell within the 30 years. You know what I mean? And if Dr. Mitchell situate MLMPA basically in that position, when coming to the election now, he could come back, you understand, and be nominated. He could claim that he don't like how the party running and the party not doing good. So let us not lose sight of that. So what he's doing right now is seeing that Pedro is a much more organized person. He's loved by the people. He knows to raise money because it is alleged, basically what KB was saying, that he raised $28 million for the party. All right. And then also it is alleged, basically what KB saying, you know what I mean? Because I don't have facts on it.
Yeah.
He said that Kennedy basically wanted to take NNP to court because Bello has credited Windows and to give people during election for vote and stuff and things like that. And they had money, and KB again have to raise money to pay all that bill that St. Patrick's West did not end up in court. You understand what I'm saying? So basically what they're trying to do right now, the tragedy, is to secure that leadership position. You know what I mean? And I don't really think Grenada really ready for a woman to be a prime minister. All right, so we have to go back to the fact that what Kitty is doing there now is having Emily Pierre basically to hold a seat, and then when it comes to the election now, then Kid go emerge. You understand? Right. So I think that's the thing that really working up there now. Okay. And another thing, how they want to short Peter again. You understand? Basically, what Kennedy Boardlands are going to say, it is alleged, because I don't have the facts, as I said again, that there are 4 people that was chosen by Kit Mitchell, and they have to report to him. He named Bello as one, he named Butchran and Waljohn, you know, the lady. All right. But I did not already mention the 4th person. You understand? And they are the one who've been selecting delegates. You understand? And the delegates they chose is people who want to represent him and vote for MLMPA. You understand? And also yesterday, as you know, Pedro is supposed to meet with the committee. They have 5 sections of questions they're supposed to be asking. You know, our gentleman before was mentioning a couple of the things what they asked. I don't have no idea about that yet. I haven't get their information yet. And I'm working on it because I want to know what's the question they ask. And once I know it, trust me. Well, I'll share it. I'll share it with the public.
I got the questions, but I was just looking for it and I can't find it. But I saw some of the questions. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But one of them had to, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what? I'm waiting.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Nothing I want to bring to the forefront. Hakeem, a young lady spoke about it last night. It so happened that I was switching control on YouTube, and I realized NNP have a new podcast now. Okay, and then asking about they call the lady name. I forgot the name of it. I think it's YEW something like that. And then with Kit Mitchell. And you know what Kit Mitchell said? Kit Mitchell said the first question that I asked to him, he said that you have a big announcement for Friday, for Sunday, sorry. For Sunday. And so then the question asked him again that if he's going to be participating he said nothing. He said that whenever he make up his mind, he's going to say whatever. Basically, what Keith trying to say, he still could be in the race. Because when I asked about the question that if Keith Mitchell could be on Sunday, Bola said no when I asked him that question. But basically, as we see how the things going, Keith Mitchell running things, and Keith Mitchell was able to change anything that he wanted.
Bola was saying when you asked him the question there, that the leadership position doesn't come from people coming from the floor.
Well, the thing about it is that
for the leadership, yes.
But Kim, no. If you realize, Bola contradicted himself, because remember the first time, right, when that question came up in a previous GBS interview, Bola said yes.
He said right.
Now Bola came back and said no.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. So he has two answers for the same question.
It's a form of contradiction.
No, yeah.
But then again, to also understand that Keith is the current leader of the party, and he's the one being challenged. He doesn't have to go to anybody to say whether or not he is qualified for, like the others are trying have been asked to do. So his name don't want to come up. He can very well on that day stay right there, and people could in some way.
But based on what I know happens in most elections is that when you go into conventions of the nature, all positions are
incumbent.
Yeah, that's it.
So
that's it. Scrap everybody. Nobody has any position at the time. So,
okay. But Kim, that's the reason why I said, Kim, that before the election there'll be a next convention. As a matter of fact, there should be two conventions. But knowing NNP, sometimes they don't have a convention. You understand? But before the election, there will be a convention, and then we're going to seek the margin of Kit again. All right. Anyway, you guys take care. Say hi to Leo and the others for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Me and you will be talking. Anyway.
Okay. All right. No problem. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the clip where he said that.
To the point.
Yeah. Let me see.
Is a candidate. Is there a possibility of Keith Mitchell candidate for NNP? But at the same time, Keith Mitchell is not the political leader of the NNP.
Yeah.
Is that a possibility? No. That possibility will not exist. I am not running. If I decide to run, it will be on the basis that I would continue to be the Prime Minister of the country and lead the party. And for NNP. But at the same time, Keith Mitchell is not the political leader of the NNP. Is that a possibility? No. That possibility will not exist.
You hear that? That possibility will not exist.
So you would not be a candidate.
No.
You have to be the leader.
Right. Listen again.
If I am not running, if I decide to run it.
If I decide to run, listen, there's the words, from his own mouth. If I decide to run, listen.
Be on the basis that I would continue to be the Prime Minister of the country and lead the party. And that's so. If I'm not running, rest assured.
See?
Yeah, well,
so this, like I said, this convention is to get rid of Pedro. That's all it is, moving out of the way.
But the last caller there did make a point that we have about at least two conventions before the next general election.
Yes.
So they can go through that phase now, and the next
because
convention
they've been under so much pressure.
Yeah.
To have a convention according to
the not pressure. I mean, they violated their own.
I know about that, but public pressure, media pressure. This pressure been on them there for the longest while that they have to react. So now the best way to react, and we see the possibility of a threat from Pedro,
is to come out for a while.
Come out for a while. And put somebody else in there. In the interim, it's called interim. Install somebody. And then when we're ready now for the real thing, we come back on it. We come back because he's saying straight out from there's no possibility of him running as a candidate and not being the leader.
Is a candidate. Is there a possibility of Keith Mitchell candidate for NNP? But at the same time, Keith Mitchell is not the political leader of the NNP. Is that a possibility? No. that possibility will not exist.
Will not exist. That would not exist. Let me see. I think, let me take a final call. Caller, you. Hello. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Okay.
So that possibility would not exist.
Would not exist.
And I said no.
That you didn't hesitate to say no. You know.
And he said
no,
that
listen,
possibility will never
exist.
Right. So for him to be contesting St. George's Northwest,
right? Yes,
he has to be the leader.
Right.
They have 3 more years. 2 more years. That's it. 2 more years to sort things out, and let's see what happens at the general election.
The first thing, we have to get rid of the threat, Pedro. We have to get rid of him first, and then we're going to move from there. Okay. After we get rid of him, we move from there. Okay. So now. All right. Anyway, listen. We gotta wrap it up.
Yes. Well, it's been a very, very interesting conversation today. I think I must make the comment that Miss Isaac always come here to explain things, to update us, and I think it is again very, very important. And I myself want to add the part that this recovery process is not a sprint; it is a marathon, and we know what that means. It's going to be a long, long haul. So we're in for the long, long haul. So let's not overexcite our expectation and feel we want it no. Yes. Let's encourage each other to hold on together so that we can reach where we really would like to be in 1, 2, 3, or 4 years' time.
And hopefully next week, convention 3.0. We should have a postmortem, right?
Yes.
Right.
Well, the people are asking for it. I mean, and you always say that this is the people's program. What I say, we are guided by it. But I think it's important that we are in some interesting times. Some people might not have a good Christmas because of the outcome. Some might just have a good Christmas because of the outcome. So, I mean, now I'm saying we are in some interesting time. But whatever position you take, don't allow yourselves to miss the message of this season. Yes, peace and love, joy, happiness, and where there has been frictions and conflicts, let this season heal and mend all those things.
Well, that's it. Just wrap up our program for today. We told you, our listeners, it's going to be a shortened program. That's because of circumstances beyond our control. But we want to thank you so much for participating in the program and let you know, Speak Out Unfiltered every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Vibes FM. So as you just heard from Mr. Coy, we're going to have maybe a convention postmortem 3.0 next week. Stay tuned. Let's see what happens over the weekend. Until then, have yourself a wonderful day.